Like I asked Narayan Tirupati, NEET is applicable in 27 states across the country. Why are we seeing these kind of protests? And the protests got violent in Kallakurichi. The Madras High Court today saying that it appears to be organized crime, doesn't appear to be a mere provocation. Earlier we had the case of Anita. Either, the students there are not being prepared by the education system to take on such competitive exams, or as Mr. Tirupati said, there is some political hand at play here. There is some politics going on in the name of students.
Zaka, it is clearly a political hand. I don't have any iota of doubt on that, because you see the performance of the Tamil Nadu students has been improving year after year after year in the NEET exams themselves. And they are, being told that this exam is bad for you and this will, this is unfair, unjust and so on. And they are being led up the garden path and they're being taken for a ride, so which is very unfortunate. But as far as this particular incident, Kallakurichi, is concerned, there is no way that this was a spontaneous violence indulged in. Clearly, there is some conspiracy behind it. Somebody has planned it. Now, whether which are the groups that have planned it is something for the police to investigate. But to say that a handful of students just gathered together and they became violent there were people with huge implements. The implements that masons use to knock down buildings. I mean, all of that was used, and clearly it is extremely unlikely that people came to a protest with such implements. It's extremely unlikely. So clearly this appears to have been planned, and that is why it's important for us to get to the bottom of this, for the police to get to the bottom of this.
Let me go across also to Gopal B. Hosur. He's a former IPS officer. This is what the autopsy reveals, sir, that the said student died of hemorrhage and shock from injuries. Her right ribs were fractured, but the left ones were intact. There were dark red abrasions, nail marks that were there on her body. There were lacerations on the left side of the scalp. And the death happened 36 to 48 hours before the first post-mortem. Clearly, there is something suspicious in this.
Let me, with my due sympathies to the young girl who lost her life, and to the mob rampage, extremely disturbing to see and hear about it. But I would like to put across 5 major points. I'll come to the girl's death a little later. There are 5 aspects to this. The school and its management. Now, there is a manual on the safety and security of children in schools, and a very exhaustive manual as to how the schools have to attend to the safety and security of the children when they are in the school, more so a residential school and where girls are there. This is a very, very exhaustive document. And one of the most important aspects of this document is the psychosocial aspects of children in the school. Whether the adequate counseling was being done to a child who is not performing well, whether abusive languages were used to demean her, which finally led to her death. The cause of death would definitely come out in the open through police investigation. Initially said suicide, now homicide, post-mortem reports, police investigations will follow. The cause of the death would definitely be known probably in a very, very short time. The more disturbing aspect was the response of the government and the district administration. A law and order situation which was simmering, a situation which was developing for over 2 days. Why did such great violence take place?
Yeah,
I'm sure there are many reasons behind this. And if the intelligence agencies, if the police, if the administration of the state were monitoring the social media and analyzing it, like we have n number of cases where monitoring the social media has become a very important tool for police to maintain law and order problem. Was this followed? And if it was followed, why no adequate precautionary measures were taken to arrest people, preventive arrests, and also to ensure that adequate forces are posted at the places identified by the police?